Hello. My name is Monica, your digital presenter for today's event. Before we dive into the exciting and informative content we've prepared for you, here's a quick disclaimer. I'm actually an artificial intelligence, AI, designed and programmed to assist with sharing valuable knowledge and resources. I am here to provide evidence-based, up-to-date information and guidance, and will be sharing real stories from my colleagues at FND. Here at FND, we value honesty and transparency in all our interactions. We at the Family Network on Disabilities believe that the incredible advancements in technology, such as AI, can significantly enhance our ability to provide families with the resources, support, and information they need. All the information shared in this training comes from the dedicated team of experts at FND who have years of experience, rich understanding, and most importantly, a deep passion for supporting families just like yours. Family Network on Disabilities began in 1985 by a group of parents of children with disabilities who came together looking for mutual support. FN 500 is a grassroots organization for persons with disabilities and their families that is family-centered and family-driven. What makes FN 500 unique is that the majority of our board members, our management staff and program staff, are either individuals with experience with a disability or have family members with a disability, which gives us the perspective of empathy and compassion for the work that we do. Before we begin, I'd like to share a little bit about Family Network on Disabilities. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization helping families across the state. We're funded in part by the U.S. Department of Education and the U.S. Department of Health through the Health Resources Services Administration. We use all that funding to provide information, resources, and support, and training to families, educators, professionals, and providers throughout the state. We do not charge for our services. At this time, we would like to make a disclaimer that we at FND are not attorneys, doctors, or mental health professionals. We do not offer legal or medical advice in our workshops. We are happy to support you with information, resources, and support. We use research-based information in our training and materials. Today we're going to be talking about parents as leaders, parents as change agents. This is segment 4 of 4. So let's get started. Alright, let's kick off our journey into becoming change agents and figuring out where we can make a difference. We'll start with a few key areas: launching into action, which is all about getting things moving. Then we'll talk about how support groups form, we'll delve into advocating for system change, and finally, we'll touch on the power of peer mentoring. Advocacy is a crucial part of making change happen, but it can be difficult to know where to start. Here are some ways to increase your parent advocacy and make a difference. First, starting a support group, either virtual or in person, brings parents together, lets families share experiences, and builds a solid community. We'll give you tips on how to kickstart your own support group, whether online or offline. Advocating for system change is where the real big picture action happens. So we'll break down advocacy at different levels, county, state, and federal, and why each is vital. You'll learn how to do it right, from researching the issues, crafting clear messages, to building relationships with policymakers and rallying support. Teaching others through peer mentorship is a powerful way to spread knowledge. Peer mentors provide guidance, practical advice, and that much-needed support. We'll show you how to be a great mentor, from honing your mentoring skills, connecting with others, to sharing experiences and know-how. So think about how you will take your advocacy into action. Start a support group. Become a mentor. Your efforts create a real impact for people with disabilities and their families. With the right tools, your voice becomes a positive force for change. You face unique challenges with fellow parents who understand raising a child with a disability. They offer insights and resources. These parents are advocates too, making a difference for children with disabilities. Imagine feeling understood and supported in a community. Learning happens through shared experiences. You're not alone. These bonds give you strength. Together in this community, you're not just facing challenges, you're unlocking the strength of unity and collective determination, creating a brighter path for both you and your child. Alright, let's break down the world of support groups. Whether in person or virtual, these groups can be a real game changer. First off, let's talk about the differences between in-person and virtual support groups. In-person groups meet up physically at a variety of locations. For example, at a community center or a local spot. On the other hand, virtual groups, they gather online, so you can be chilling in your comfiest spot. Accessibility matters too. In-person groups might face some limits based on where they meet, but virtual groups, they're a global party accessible to anyone with an internet connection. Now size, in-person groups can have a guest list due to space, while virtual groups can invite as many as they want. In-person groups allow for face-to-face chats, while virtual ones rely on technology. You're catching up with a friend over coffee versus a video call. Tech comes into play. Virtual groups need gadgets and internet, while in-person ones, not so much. It's all about what tools you're comfortable using. And then there's flexibility. Virtual groups can adapt their schedules more easily, while in-person ones might be tied to a specific spot's availability. Distractions could be an issue with virtual groups. You might have a bit of background noise or tech hiccups, while in-person ones might be more focused. Virtual groups offer a cozy corner where you can open up with a dash of anonymity. But in-person groups give you that face-to-face connection that some folks really thrive on. What about activities? Well, in-person groups can cook up some hands-on fun, while virtual ones might have a few limitations in that department. Lastly, group vibes. In-person and virtual groups have their own dynamics. Some find it easier to bond in person, while others really vibe with the honesty that virtual conversations can bring. So, whether you're leaning towards in-person or virtual, know that support groups are all about connecting, sharing, and growing together. They're your go-to crew for facing challenges and celebrating victories. So go ahead, explore both options, and find what clicks best for you. Let's take a look at starting a virtual support group. First off, you've got to pick the right platform. Go for something that's user-friendly and accessible for everyone. Think Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, they're all pretty popular. Next, give your group a clear purpose and goals. Who's your group? What kind of support or info are you offering? Be crystal clear about it. Now let's round up your troops. Reach out to potential members on social media, through local disability groups, and other parent networks. A catchy flyer or a social media post can work wonders. And don't forget to lock in a regular meeting schedule. You want it to be convenient, so pick a day and time that works for most, whether it's weekly or monthly. Now, let's set some ground rules. Establish guidelines for how the group will communicate, from respectful chats to how everyone can pitch in. And the agenda. Before each meeting, plan out what's on the menu. What topics are you chewing on? What activities or resources are you sharing? And of course, don't forget the time schedule. Oh, here's a cool one. Invite guest speakers. You will be adding a pinch of expertise to your recipe for positive change. As the facilitator, it's your job to create a warm, welcoming vibe. Make sure everyone gets their turn to speak and keep the conversation focused on your group's goals. Regularly ask for feedback for a health check for your group. See what's working, what could use a little tweaking, and make it even better. And share resources. Apart from the meetings, offer resources that folks can use in their daily lives. Share websites, articles, and info about local services. So there you go, your recipe for a Kickbutt virtual support group. It's all about connection, empowerment, and making a difference in the lives of parents and families. You've got this. Now, let's chat about starting an in-person support group for parents of children with disabilities. Ready for some tips on how to get it rolling? First off, let's pick a spot. Find a place that's comfy and accessible for everyone. Think community centers, libraries, or even local places of worship. It's gotta be a space where everyone feels at home. Similar to in person, you would define your group's mission. Get crystal clear about your goals, the kind of support you're offering, and what topics you'll be diving into. Reach out to potential members through social media, disability organizations, or other parent networks. You could even create a catchy flyer or a social media post to spread the word. Again, set up a regular meetup schedule. Whether it's once a week or once a month, pick a day and time that suits everyone. Consistency is key. Now, setting some rules is important. Establish guidelines for respectful chats, keeping confidentiality in check, and how everyone can get involved. Don't forget the agenda. Plan out the topics for each meeting, jot down any activities or resources to share, and keep things on track time-wise. You're the host, so create a cozy vibe. As the facilitator, make sure everyone feels welcome, that everyone gets their say, and that you're keeping things focused on your group's goals. Activities can really spice things up. Think about fun stuff like bringing in guest speakers, arranging social events, or even group outings. It's all about building a tight-knit community. And spread the knowledge. Share resources that can help outside of your meetings, websites, articles, local services info. It's like handing out tools for the journey. Last but not least, let's celebrate those wins. Whether they're small victories or big accomplishments, take time to pat each other on the back. It's like building this awesome web of support and connection. So there you have it, your recipe for an amazing in-person support group. It's all about creating a space where parents can lean on each other, learn, and celebrate the journey together. You've got this. Systems change is like shaking up the way things work to bring positive effects for those with disabilities. And it's not a one-person job. We're talking about building solid networks that team up with policymakers, agencies, and stakeholders. These partnerships are like our secret weapons in making change happen. Next up, we've got to get our message across loud and clear. Crafting messages that really hit the mark is key. Think simple, direct, and powerful. We want everyone to get why change is needed and how it's going to help individuals with disabilities. Now let's rally the troops. Mobilizing support means getting everyone on board, individuals, families, organizations, and entire communities. The more voices, the louder the message gets. And you know what? Advocacy tools are like our superheroes. We're talking social media, petitions, legislative visits, and community events. These tools have some serious muscle when it comes to driving systems change. All this might be challenging, but it's a must. Changing systems means changing lives. And with the right strategies, tools, and allies, we can make waves in policies and practices. We're talking inclusivity and equity for all. It's about making a real difference that counts. Volunteering with local disability organizations and nonprofits is a fantastic way to show your support. You're not just lending a hand, you're making a meaningful difference that really counts. Now picture this, teaming up with local schools. You could be running workshops and training for teachers and staff, helping them create an inclusive and welcoming environment for students with disabilities. It's about ensuring every kid gets the best shot at learning. But wait, there's more. Ever thought about advocating for better transportation and infrastructure? Trust me, it matters. Accessible options mean kids with disabilities can navigate their community just like everyone else. By speaking up, you're leveling the playing field. Oh, and don't underestimate the power of social media. A simple post can spark big change. Sharing content about disability rights and issues can raise awareness faster than you'd think. It's like lighting a fire under positive change. You're not alone in this journey. Partner up with other parents and community members. When you work together, advocating for policy changes becomes a force to be reckoned with. Remember, numbers mean power, and by teaming up, you're making a real impact that these kids will feel now and in the future. I'd like to stress the importance of joining local advocacy groups and initiatives. These groups are tackling issues that children with disabilities face every day. But our advocacy shouldn't stop there. By making our presence felt at city council and school board meetings, we can champion the cause for more resources in our special education programs. And think about the ripple effect of hosting community events. Events that not only spread awareness, but also foster a culture of inclusion for everyone. Collaboration is another avenue. If we can work closely with our local businesses and organizations, together we can break barriers, making spaces more accessible and accommodating for everyone. Lastly, knowledge is power. By sharing resources and information about disability rights, we can empower our peers, parents, and the wider community, building a stronger, more inclusive environment for all. Next, let's explore how you can really make a difference at the state level. It's all about connecting with the right institutions and organizations to create some serious impact. Here's the scoop. First up, ever heard of state special education advisory councils? These are the spots where you can help shape policy changes and make special education programs even better. Your voice can really drive positive shifts. Then there's the State Family Care Council. Join in, and you'll be right in the middle of discussions about disability-related matters. It's a chance to stand up for improved services and a better deal for families. Next, check out state councils on developmental disabilities. Here, you'll be all about promoting self-determination, inclusion, and getting top-notch services for individuals with developmental disabilities. It's like being part of a movement. And let's not forget about state independent living councils. These folks are all about advocating for the rights of people with disabilities to live independently and fully engage in their communities. Your involvement can make a big difference here. Lastly, give a hand to state vocational rehabilitation agencies. They're all about making sure individuals with disabilities have a shot at training, jobs, and the support they need. Your support can open doors for these individuals. So there you have it. By getting involved with these state-level initiatives, you're stepping into a realm where your voice really matters. It's all about making a tangible impact and driving positive changes for individuals with disabilities. You've got this. Let's talk about making waves on the national stage. When you're advocating for change at this level, it's all about a bigger picture. Here's how you can really get in on the action. First off, have you heard about national advocacy groups? It's like joining a team of folks who are all about disability-related policy changes. When you team up, your impact becomes so much stronger. But hey, don't forget your elected reps. Reach out to them, both locally and nationally. You've got concerns and ideas, and they're the ones who can make them known in the big leagues. Now let's tackle the world of social media. It's like your megaphone to the masses. Use it to spread the word about disability rights, share your own stories, and show why. Change is so important. Guess what? Media outlets can be your allies too. By sharing stories that put a human face on the challenges individuals with disabilities face, you're shedding light on why we need to fix the system. So there you have it, a blueprint for national-level advocacy. With these tactics, you're stepping onto a stage where your voice matters. It's all about creating change that reaches far and wide, benefiting children with disabilities and their families across the nation. You're making a real impact. All right, let's chat about something special, peer mentoring. Peer mentoring is a special kind of help where people support each other because they have similar experiences. Here's why it's good. It's a special kind of help. Peer mentors understand each other well because they've been through similar things. They share experiences. Mentors and mentees have faced similar challenges, so they can give advice that really fits the person's situation. They give emotional support. A peer mentor knows what it's like to face tough times, so that they can offer real comfort. They give practical advice. The tips from a peer mentor are based on things they've actually tried and know work. They stand up for each other. Peer mentors can speak up for their mentees, asking for what they need because they know what it's like. They help build a community. Peer mentoring helps people make friends and feel like they belong to a group that cares. They help people feel more confident. When mentees overcome problems with their mentor's help, they start to believe more in themselves. So, peer mentoring is all about helping and getting help from someone who really gets it, which makes everyone involved stronger. Picture this, a support system that's one of a kind. You're not just getting advice, you're getting it from someone who's been in your shoes and who really gets it. It's like a shared journey where the experiences, ups and downs, are totally relatable. And then there's the emotional backup, the kind that only someone who truly understands can offer. Plus, what advice do you get? It's not just theory, it's practical, actionable stuff that actually works. And advocacy? That's a biggie. It means having someone to stand up for you, to amplify your voice. It's about weaving this rich tapestry of connections and belonging that's building community. And let's not forget the confidence boost that comes with it. Each step of the way, you're gaining strength, not just in numbers, but also in spirit. That's your peer mentoring, unique, uplifting, and utterly invaluable. As we wrap up this final Parents as Leaders presentation, I'd like to share with you how to become an effective peer mentor. If you've ever considered becoming a peer mentor for parents with children with disabilities, let me tell you, it's one of the most rewarding paths you can choose. But, like all good things, it does need some groundwork. First off, it really helps to have walked the walk. Having first-hand experience as a parent of a child with a disability offers insights that you can't get anywhere else. But don't stop there. Dive in, do your homework about the disability, get a grasp on things like services, appointments, and rights advocacy. And hey, it's always good to chat with fellow parents. Joining local support groups or hopping onto online communities can be great for sharing stories and building bonds. Thinking about the mentor part? It's not just about sharing experiences. Skills like active listening, empathy, and problem-solving really come into play. If you're wondering where to sharpen those skills, look out for training programs or workshops tailored for mentorship or disability-related topics. You might want to start by volunteering with a local disability group. It's a great way to get your feet wet and truly connect with other parents. And always keep the conversation two-way. Feedback from your mentees can be gold, helping you refine your approach. Lastly, never stop learning. The world of disability-related issues is vast, and staying updated is key. In a nutshell, being a peer mentor is about commitment to learning, to connecting, and most importantly, to supporting. With the right tools in your arsenal, you can make a world of difference for many parents and families out there. Here you can see our FND, Family. These are the programs housed under the Family Network on Disabilities. Each program provides a unique service to a specific population. There are 3 PTI programs funded by the U.S. Department of Education through the Office of Special Education Programs. POPIN serves North Florida, PSN serves Southwest Florida, and PEN serves Southeast Florida. The Family Star program, funded by the U.S. Department of Health under the Health Resources Services Administration, and supports families of youth with special health care needs. FND also has a special needs trust where we provide families with information regarding creating and supporting a special needs trust. We also do programming specific to fathers raising children with disabilities. Here you can see links for multiple downloadable resources available in various languages. You can also see some of our social media platforms. We have various pages on Facebook addressing the needs of different populations and our programs. I invite you to check out our website at www.fndusa.org for the hundreds of pages of resources and invaluable information that you can access and download at no charge. You can reach us to help you and your family by giving us a call at 8008-55736 and letting us know your needs. You'll be assigned to a staff person who can support you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Visit our website for valuable resources and more information. We want to thank you for spending this time with us during this presentation. We look forward to hearing from you.